If you clicked on this video, most likely you know or have suspicions that extraterrestrials are already here on Earth. I wanted to share sources and my thoughts on what is being shown over the media and by the word of mouth so far. This is my humble perspective based on my own research, feelings, and experiences on the subject. Please take what I'm saying and others say with a grain of salt. Do your own research, use your heart to reverberate with whatever truths you resonate with. Thank you for your time. Please feel free to skip around if you wish.
Is possible. So they then said, we're going to give you a message about this. Are you ready to receive? I said, yes. I jumped out of bed and ran over to my computer and it started flowing through. And then they said, there is on your planet video evidence of the Alpha Centaurians actually doing this in a very large vehicle that they have, one of their motherships. So I'm going to show you this clip now of an Alpha Centaurian mothership, and you can see it, a big black sphere going in towards the sun, manipulating its energy and then shooting away. There's two video clips of it. So I'm going to show you that video now. And then I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to read you the message from the Arcturians that they gave me about what that's all about, why that's happening. Okay, here is the corresponding message that goes alongside that. Dear light workers, as you navigate the solar maximum of cycle 25, a profound phase of heightened solar activity and energy, it is crucial to recognize the transformative changes accompanying this intense cosmic shift. This pivotal period, expected to unfold through 2025 is potentially into early 2026. It brings with it an amplified influx of solar radiation and electromagnetic energy. These heightened dynamics, while catalytic for spiritual energetic awakening, increasingly manifest as physical and emotional symptoms for many sensitive individuals. Rest assured, you are not alone in this evolutionary process. There is hope, assistance, and a grand cosmic plan at work. At the highest levels of human awareness in certain secret societies and governmental structures, it is understood that this influx of solar energy is being monitored and modulated by advanced extraterrestrial intelligences to mitigate its potentially overwhelming effects on Earth. Assistance from interdimensional and higher density beings ensures the sustainability of Gaia's systems while supporting humanity's ascension into higher states and notes of octaves of consciousness. Efforts by various players on your planet through geoengineering or other scientific interventions, including projects with funding that often exceed the gross domestic product GDP of some of your smaller Earth nations, have proven insignificant in the comparison to the cosmic scale of these phenomena. Our efforts to modulate the incoming light data from your sun are making this process smoother for you all. So just be cognizant that this is the Arcturians talking about various extraterrestrial intelligence that are helping manipulate the sun, specifically relational to the video you just saw, who are the Alpha Centaurians, who, by the way, the Arcturians and a lot of our cosmic neighbors do a lot of technological swaps with. From a scientific perspective, the human body is responding to an uptick in ionizing radiation and alterations in the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance obviously measuring the ionosphere. That used to be 7.83 and now it's shooting up to 90 and 100 and 130 and even 200 sometimes now. A natural electromagnetic frequency of Earth, which studies have now linked to circadian rhythms and human biofields. Many of you understand that the pineal gland plays a key role in regulating circadian rhythms and the body's internal clock. While some of you are experiencing deep sleep deprivation and imbalanced sleep cycles, it is your pineal gland that is maintaining your homeostasis amid these time fractal upgrades. Because
Alright, so based off that video that we just saw, we can see that there is already interactions from the Arcturians, and I would just really quickly want to talk about this. If you're watching this, you probably have already felt the upgrades from the solar flares and from the solar rays, and the corona mass injections that are being sent to Earth, updating our DNA to crystal DNA, and honestly, guys, me personally, I can feel it. It is like already like, what, 12 at 12 in the morning, and I'm doing this video because I can't really go to sleep, and I don't really want to eat food, and there's just a lot of upgrades that humanity is going through. I know that if you're watching this, you also have some sensitivities that are going on. Maybe you're taking better care of your body. Maybe you're not looking at your phone as much. Maybe you're just doing a lot of things to get rid of all the darkness, all the shadows. And honestly, it is time. It is time for us to see the truth, see our true selves, and we are being upgraded. There is no evidence that it needs to be given to you, no logical evidence. You can feel it inside of your body, you can feel it in your heart. So why would you listen to other people? Why are we going to continue listening to people outside of ourselves? Why are we going to give our power away to the people outside of ourselves? We can't do that. Our pineal glands are bright as ever. We're getting upgrades as we sleep, as we're awake. We're not necessarily we're just upgrading. And also, I just wanted to mention, you guys should watch the rest of the video, but he also mentioned some other things that I found really interesting, is that the time on Earth is being shortened. It feels more like 12 hours a day. That's what the Arcturians talked about from his channeling. And it is just going to become more and more obvious as this veil is lifted and we start to see our true selves. We're going to be more in tune with the fourth, fifth dimensional self, our light bodies, and our God self. And I don't know, if you guys want to comment down below, like what kinds of changes you felt in your body, what kind of visions, or what kind of things have been happening to you. I think the more that we share this, the more it's going to wake people up. And I think that is the ultimate goal. The big bomb that is going to be set off in this world is basically that the big bomb that is going to be set off is not between Russia and the United States. It's going to be the human consciousness, the love frequency that is going to come back online. The Christ consciousness, the God power is going to come back online, and there's nothing to stop it. Obviously, aliens need to come into our atmosphere. They need to usher this change because they are going to help us as we move into the Aquarian age, the golden age. And yeah, not all aliens are bad. So I wanted to show you guys an array of people from different backgrounds that are all speaking about the same thing. They're all talking about aliens. They're all talking about this new transformation of humanity that we need to realize. And even if you start this evolution, you start this revolution inside of yourself, you are going to wake other people up because you have woken yourself up. You're no longer going to see the lies. You're no longer going to be like, okay, whatever, it's just another social media thing, or it's just whatever. No, we need to start seeing what is happening and talk to people about it. If not, if you have no one to talk about it, just release all the love and power. Go deep within yourself so the collective can start to rise. And I'm going to go ahead and play Pam Gregory. She's an astrologist, one of the best. She's talking about the Capricorn solstice in December. I'm going to skip around because it is a 30-minute video, but I want you to hear the themes that we're going through in December and that I don't think we really talk about in our society today, which is the solstice, which was very important to our ancestors. It was very important to who we were as people.
Here it's picking up the T-square to the nodal axis. Now, again, the sun, because it obviously moves 1 degree a day around the zodiac, it does that fairly frequently, but not at the solstice, because all of these points are on the world axis. So what that means is this is really saying this is another very significant choice point for humanity. Whenever the sun squares the nodal axis, it's an important choice point. And what are the choices? Well, as I've talked a great deal, that you're either living in love or you're living in fear. And really to emphasize that, this end of the nodal axis, the North Node, which is our soul's path of, it's our collective soul's path of destiny at this time, is in Aries, so that is about our sovereignty, our independence. It's also conjunct Neptune here. So this is our spiritual sovereignty, being a spiritual warrior, if you like, our spiritual sovereignty. Whereas the South Node, which is what we're moving away from, is in Libra, so that is any kind of being a people pleaser, compromising our own needs, not being quite so authentic. I'm talking about the shadow side of Libra here, and not rocking the boat, going along with the majority, as it were, not speaking out, whereas Aries is very direct and blunt and speaks out, and very much stands in its individuality. So this is the split, and we are being encouraged, because it's the North Node here in Aries conjunct Neptune, is to stand as a spiritual warrior, stand in our sovereignty. The North Node is also conjunct Manway, very, very tightly within 6 minutes. Manway, 2 degrees 09 of Aries. Manway is the highest intelligence in the universe, part of the creation myth, as I've often talked about, where he and his wife Vada really created the whole universe. So the fact he is also, I'd allow that being on the world axis and conjunct the North Node and at the Capricorn solstice, is really saying this is a major initiation point, a major new beginning. And one of the big, big themes of Manway is the triumph of light over dark. The triumph of light over dark. So I see this, just even that T-square that I've talked about, as a further splitting of the timelines. And I mean that dimensionally. You're living in fear, you're living in love. Are you standing in your authenticity and your sovereignty, or are you just not rocking the boat, going along with the crowd? This could not be more important in terms of the choices we are making.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about her point right there. I'm going to show a little bit more, and then I think that will be it. But we are taking back our power from a group of people that took it from us a long time ago. Again, we were in a Kali Yuga, and that means the unconsciousness is very rapid. There's barely anybody awake. We're just in a dream state, and there are a small group of people that took over that fact, and they are leading our governments. They're in secret societies, whatever you want to call them, but they are just the Luciferians. They are the group of people that do not want anything good for humanity. They feed off of our fear. They feed off of our fear, and they feed off of our negative thoughts. And on the astral plane, if you guys could see all of the negativity of your aura, of everything that's around you, you would realize that you're just weakening yourself, you're killing yourself, and you're giving this energy to other beings, other entities that feed off of it, or the loosh. We are taking back this sovereignty. That the stars are showing it to us. Pam is talking about it. And that's why I really wanted to show this to you guys. Like, we have been in a stupor. We have been in a stupid state. Honestly, the intelligence of humanity has been at its lowest for a long time. And in order to initiate a change, we need to align ourselves to the stars. We need to be aware of these things and seek deep within. And I'm going to go ahead and play the next part.
Virgo are both ruled by Mercury to really discern what's true and what's not around all of this. Truth is a big issue here. Truth is a big issue because Jupiter is a strong part of this this whole Capricorn solstice. It is also opposing Mercury in the sign of Sagittarius, which Jupiter rules, which is also all about truth and the law. In addition to that, we have Uranus, another planet to do with truth. These are the two planets linked to truth. And Uranus is in this very obsessive quindecile, spelt quindecile, to Mercury. 165-degree aspect. You've got to use a 2-degree, very tight orb with that. This is an aspect of obsession, upheaval, upset, won't leave the truth alone, got to dig for the truth, got to get to the bottom, very obsessive. So you have these two planets linked to the truth that are really digging into this Mercury in Sagittarius, also linked to truth and the law. Really, really fascinating here. We also have Mars opposing Pluto. We had this on the 3rd of November, initially in this cycle. The way that, this is like brute force. It's an opposition, so we can feel a strong sense of polarization, or people with rage coming at us. And I think the way this, because it was angular, that opposition in the US at the time by astrocartography, and the way that manifested, I think, was very much the extreme polarization and the very intense heightened feelings that were running in the US just 2 days before the US election. This is going to be
Alright guys, so I'm going to stop the video there, and I just wanted to just make a comment on what she was talking about. So this equinox, every equinox sets up the pace for the next 3 months of your life. So this December is very important for all of us, and in the past with our ancestors, we always knew that solstices were important. We had festivals during these times. We had time to settle down and go inwards and basically plan within ourselves, like, what do I want to see in my life? What would I like to create? And this equinox, this season of December, is also going to purge out all of the dirt that has been done against humanity, because as she said, that basically we are going to become obsessive about the truth. And if you guys have been noticing about the politics or the celebrity news, we are slowly going to see all the shit that has been going on against the woman, that has been going against the children, because this is a matriarchal planet. This is a planet that is of the woman. And that's not to say that there's anything against men, but this is a woman, or this is a female planet, and the woman has been disempowered, and there's a reason for it, because she basically is the goddess. We are the goddesses of this earth, and our energy needs to be strengthened and maintained in order for equilibrium on this planet. Sovereignty is going to be sought by a lot of us. Maybe you guys are thinking, oh my gosh, I really just want to leave my job, or I really want to get away from this person. Like, you're starting to feel the ick. You're starting to feel all the horrors of the energies around you. You're more sensitive to it, and you're like, I'm just going to get out of this system. I'm going to get out of the rat race. And when we start doing that, we'll see that it falls immediately, because we have been giving our energy to the system, and it's been maintained by our energy. And I think a lot of people are going to start to notice, like, wow, I need to start taking my kid out of school. I need to start getting out of this place. I need to start getting out of this city that basically sucks all of the energy out of you by putting you in boxes in radiation. And there's just so many tricks and that have been against us, and we're going to slowly start realizing it. We're going to be in our own sovereignty, and the faster that all of us start to realize it, the more that this crumbling piece is going to come apart. And the aliens, I have to keep mentioning the aliens because that is what everything is about, is they are here to help us in our next transition, and they're here to take away all of the dirty players that have been doing their shit for a while. And that is all you need to know. No matter what happens, no matter what you see in the sky, it's going to happen. There has been a mothership over the US for a long time. People have been noticing it. It's just there, like, it's just there, and it's going to reveal itself. It has its own gravitational force, so it can cloak itself in the clouds. And I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of the UFOs that are able to cloak themselves, but they're kind of peering out now because they know that we're ready to see it. So why not just poke out and show you guys what's gonna happen next? Alright, so we're gonna watch a few more videos just to, like, cement that they are here, they are doing their thing, and they are taking out the negative forces and energies that have been on the planet for a while. So I wanted to show you guys.
Recently, as in last night, came out with new rules as a 20th.
Okay, so this is the Pentagon, and they said these were drones over the Pentagon. Regardless if you believe they're drones or not, this is still a signal to our conscious that some new things are happening, so I wanted to show this to you guys.
The fuck is this shit?
Adjusters recently, as in last night, came out with new rules as of 2024. You actually have to fulfill certain rules in order for your picture to be eligible for Best Picture.
The fuck is that?
Or female representation of the screen.
This is about the Pentagon.
Or, I guess, yeah, you know, really, this is something in the screen. Or a certain number.
Okay, let's play one more time.
The fuck is this shit?
Adjusters recently, as in last night, came out with new rules as of 2024. You actually have to fulfill certain rules in order for your picture to be eligible for Best Picture.
The fuck is that?
Or female representation of the screen.
This is about the Pentagon.
Or, I guess, yeah, you know, really, this is something.
If you guys have noticed, there has been like 3 to 4 hour meetings, hearings at the Pentagon where they are talking about UFOs. And why are they doing that? What does that mean? What is that signaling to our consciousness, our subconscious? What are we supposed to get from that? Basically, they're basically signaling to us, as I mentioned, they're going to send us signs and signals and warnings before things start happening that yes, UFOs do exist, and the government has been in cahoots with them for a very, very long time, since the government has basically been established. And there has been the good aliens and the bad aliens, but they have been in cahoots, they have been in communication, and they're going to start revealing it to us like, yes, we have been talking to them, we have been using the same technology, we also have our own UFOs, which are probably not as advanced as the other aliens, but they're still there, and they're going to start revealing all of that shiz to us. His reaction is warranted. I would probably say the same thing, and we're going to probably see a lot of that happen, and they're going to say it's drones to, like, throw us off, but it could have been drones in that video because, honestly, it kind of looks like drones, but they're just signaling. It's more like a signal, like a warning, like, you're going to see more shit that's going to happen. There's going to be more things that are going to happen, and it's going to be revealed to you that there's a big-ass mothership over America right now. So might as well prepare the human consciousness for that. For the people that are awake and that are not awake, they're going to slowly start to integrate our conception of aliens. They're there. They've always been there. They've always been talking to the government. They've always been talking to the evil forces, because some of them are aliens that have been on this planet. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to the next video.
This is the clearest video of a UFO recorded recently. In the footage, an intrigued pilot uses his cell phone to capture a strange metallic object he sees in the distance. Shortly after, the object passes just a few feet away from the plane. At that moment, the pilot realizes he might have recorded the most solid evidence of these mysterious ships. This video reopens the debate whether these crafts are secret human technology or of extraterrestrial origin. This is the clearest video of a UFO recorded recently. In the footage, an intrigued pilot uses his cell phone to capture a strange metallic object he sees in the distance. Shortly after, the object passes just a few feet away from the plane. At that moment, the pilot realizes he might have recorded the most solid evidence of these mysterious ships. This video
Alright guys, so that was the video, and honestly, there are tons of videos, there's tons of TikToks that are circulating around. I just wanted to show you guys one of them. I'm not really sure if that's the government UFO or if that's one of the aliens. I'm going to assume it's one of the governmental ones, but they are circulating around. They're just like doing whatever they want, and in the next video I'm going to show you a guy who is on the news, which is kind of crazy because there's been so many pilots over the past decades that have been like, yeah, I saw some shit up in the air, but now they're starting to display it on the news, basically signaling to us that yes, they are here, they are doing their thing, they're going to intervene in eliminating the dark forces or the entities that have been doing shit to humans for a while, and it's gonna scare out a lot of people, but if you're watching this, at least you're going to be mentally... Okay, so this is the next video that I wanted to show you guys, and it's called Oregon Pilot Puzzled by Mysterious Bright Lights in the Sky. I think you guys might have seen this, but there are a lot of videos like this coming out, so I just wanted to show you guys this example that, yes, regular pilots in the sky are just starting to see more and more of this activity.
I guess I'm just as curious as everybody else. I'd just like to know what it was we saw.
Lifelight pilot Joe Bewley has seen objects moving across the night sky before, including satellites and shooting stars. But the bright orange light spotted above the Eugene area was clearly different.
The biggest thing that stood out is it was changing directions. Usually things don't change directions.
Audio recordings captured his conversation with air traffic controllers.
Red color, moving at extreme speed, so I don't even know how to describe that after.
You are cleared to maneuver as necessary left and right to avoid the UFO out there.
At least 4 commercial pilots spotted the same mysterious bright lights above Oregon this weekend.
We're seeing 3 or 4 targets. Yeah, there's all altitudes up and down. It's pretty crazy.
Bewley said the lights showed up on his aircraft's collision avoidance system.
On my TCAS, traffic collision avoidance system, it's in one of my middle screens of the Pilatus. You can see aircraft on it usually, and I saw a target that would stop right on that ring, and before it would go back out over the horizon, disappear out over the horizon off the ocean.
So your aircraft's collision avoidance system was picking something up, and yet it wasn't showing up on other radar?
ATC said they couldn't see it.
Researcher Douglas Bittner believes the eye-catching lights may be reflection from Starlink satellites launched by SpaceX to provide broadband internet.
And literally all it is it's the sun is hitting the satellite just right, and it's being reflected back into your eye.
The Lifelight pilot didn't think it was a satellite because of the odd movement he witnessed, along with his crew. Kyle Boshi, KGW News.
A satellite.
I guess I'm just as curious.
Okay, so obviously that was not a satellite, but I wanted to show you guys that video because they're putting more and more of this on the spotlight in the news. We just need to make sure that we're paying attention to it, and we're mentally preparing ourselves and be like, okay, they are just doing their thing up in the air. They don't give a fuck anymore. Having, you know, United pilots up in the air seeing the same type of stuff going on. Okay, I don't know if I want to show you guys this one or not. It's like 5 minutes, so I might like skip that one right there. I'll put it in the link. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to show you guys was about Project Bluebeam. I'm not going to do an entire video on this, but I'm going to give you a quick synopsis so you guys understand. There is a CIA project or things that have been written in the CIA pages in the files, and one of them was Project Bluebeam, where basically the Vatican or all the governments basically convene on the fact that they would like to have a one world system, a one world government, and in order to do that they need to use some sort of trick, illusion on the people, because they do have the technology to basically project UFOs, basically project that there is a coming of Christ or a Christ-like figure that would trick the people into thinking, hey, the aliens are here, or Jesus is back, there's a hippie in the sky that's coming down to save us all. And Project Bluebeam also deals with the aliens. It also deals with this fact that they're trying to scare humanity. They want us to be in this state of fear where we basically give away our power and we say, okay, we're so afraid, so we're just going to allow this one world government to happen. We're going to allow their one world religion to happen because we need someone else to take care of us. We need to like let down our sovereignty because this is way too scary. Yes, the technology does exist. They can make an illusory, they can project basically that there's an alien invasion or there's a Christ figure that does come back. And I'm just going to play this video where this guy kind of explains it really quick, basically what I just did right now, but I'm just going to play this quick clip.
There is this very mysterious conspiracy called Project Bluebeam. It's this idea that someday someone will fake a supernatural event. But the reason why they would do this is to cover up the second coming of Jesus. See, in this theory, everything would lead up to the creation of a one-world religion. People will worship this beast that can perform signs and miracles, but as the nations willingly give themselves over to this beast, ultimately, it will lead them on a quest for self-destruction. There is this very mysterious...
Okay, so just like he was talking about, that is basically what the dirty players, or that is basically what the evil forces want to do. They want to scare the people out of their own sovereignty. They want us not to get back into this Christ consciousness. They don't want us to realize that there is no God outside of us that is going to come and basically protect us, save us from anything. We're not going to give away our power anymore. We're done with that trick. There is no government that can help you. There is no government that's going to give you access to more things than you already have. Like, you are God, you are the creator. There's nothing else that could come from anybody else. So you need to be aware. We need to be aware that basically there could be signs of UFOs or an alien invasion. There could be UFOs that are projected in the sky that are not necessarily real. And I don't think they're going to do the second coming of any Christ. They're not going to project that because all of that shit is not going to work out in the first place, because a lot of us are waking up anyway, so why go through that motion? Okay, we're going to watch this one. It's called the Project Bluebeam Uniting the World with a Hoax Threat from Outer Space.
Werner von Braun on his deathbed in 1974 told a member of my team, Carol Rosen, that their plan is to create, eventually, an hoax, a threat from outer space, to try to unite the world like Independence Day, the movie, in a sort of a military global junta of humans against aliens. It's all nonsense, it's BS. But it sells well. It sells movies, it sells tickets, it sells books.
This is the Bluebeam, Project Bluebeam?
Yeah, that related to that. And I've met with many men who've been on operationally, like literally have been operational in those programs. It went from really clunky stuff, like the Betty and Barney Hill abduction. People think that was alien. It wasn't. It was us. Late 50s, early 60s. And I think President Obama's actually working on a documentary about that. And it was an interracial couple, and very interesting.
I basically wanted to insert Project Bluebeam into this video for you to take into awareness that there are technologies that the government has that could project, UFOs. They can project a lot more things that would cause a lot of fear, and that we should not be afraid of whatever is shown to us, because a lot of the 3D world is very much like a dream. It's very much like an illusion, so we should not be afraid of that whatsoever. And you need to use your heart space, use your intuition, and say, okay, that UFO is real, that UFO is not. That's just a part of Project Bluebeam. I don't think it's going to be initiated. I don't think Project Bluebeam is going to have any substance, because we're waking up at a fast rate and a lot of things are happening, and I don't think they're going to go through that. But the fear is there, the warning, the threat is there, and we need to take it upon ourselves to use our God awareness and ask ourselves, what is going on? Is the government behind this or not? Or is this truly the aliens from different planets that are here to help us in our ascension or not? And they are here, guys. I'm sure that after this, if you want to go take a look on TikTok or whatever social media platform you use, and you can see that there are regular people in their backyards just basically like taking videos and saying, wow, I see this. I see something cloaked in the clouds. And it is there. There's no like doubt about it. This video is just for you to prepare yourself, prepare your heart, basically take it upon yourself to go inwards and do your daily rituals and practices so you can continue on your ascension journey. You can quickly ascend with all of us on this heart frequency and take your sovereignty back and not be tricked anymore. We cannot be tricked anymore. They cannot do it. And we're going to see a lot of dirty truths. Because again, Churchill has said that the truth is stranger than fiction, and we're going to see all of the things that were fabricated against us. And I don't want to make this a long video, but I do want to end it off with one last speaker, one last master teacher who speaks about this topic. He has many books about it. I highly recommend that you guys go check him out. A lot of his books are free on the U.S. Library of Congress, maybe. So we're gonna watch him and see what he says about the Mothership, what he says about the UFOs, aliens, extraterrestrials. Okay, so this is called Dr. Malachi Z. York, The Mothership Part 3. I highly suggest you guys go watch Part 1 or 2, or you just find the entirety of his lecture.
First of all, I'm very pleased to be here. Secondly, I'd like to ask you some questions because by being raised by Elijah Muhammad, you are the continuation of his teachings. I bear witness to that. And there are some things I'd like to ask you concerning the mother plane first. The first question. Elijah Muhammad taught us that the mother plane was a mile by a half mile and that it was put up by Orientals. He specifically said Japanese, and that it was Japanese who were piloting them. is my feeling, if I recall correctly, that it has 150 small bombing planes, each of them containing 2 thermonuclear bombs that are capable of going 6 miles down into the earth and causing explosions as high as mountains. I've read in your pamphlet when you talked about the mother plane, you indicated or alluded to the fact of them being piloted by either extraterrestrials or people here on the planet. Could you, for me, please, make that clear, your understanding on the mother plane?
Yeah. The book of Revelation, first of all, explains in detail about the mothership. The reason why I refer to it as a mother plane because it is indeed a whole city. It's not just a ship like people think. It is tremendous. And the specs of it and the description of it, as online how we're trying to explain to people, are broken down in the book of Revelation 21 and 22. Revelation 21 actually gives you the measurement of it in cubic feet. Now the reason why Elijah Muhammad, who saw the mothership in a vision, you understand, said they were Oriental, is because these beings that he saw, and this is what most people are interpreting when they think about extraterrestrials, make note that they always interpret them as not having lived. These are the military from another galaxy, from Zeta Galaxy. I don't want to get too spaced out because people start thinking crazy because they don't understand. Zeta, like in Z-I-D-A, Zeta, right? That's a galaxy, all right? And these beings are usually 4 to 5 feet tall. They have a grayish brownish color. They have very large slanted eyes like Orientals. They have the features of, Orientals have small noses and, they predominantly look like Orientals. Because the messenger was seeing a vision of them, he didn't know that they were extraterrestrials at the time. So he interpreted them for what they looked like to him, which was Orientals. Now, today, in this UFO thing they talk about, whenever they describe these beings, you look at them and say, they look like Orientals. So I was way ahead of the time in that. You follow?
Yes,
and they are equipped to destroy the planet if they have. And in the Revelations again, when they speak about it, about the star hitting the planet Earth and going down and making a hole in the planet Earth, a pit, this is what unlike I was talking about. The only time these extraterrestrials, these beings, will interfere with what's taking place in the planet is when the devil gets ready to destroy the planet and destroy the lost children. Then they will intercede on behalf of the righteous, like Annunaki taught. And they know all the righteous, and they will call them by their name, and they will respond, and they will be taken up into the ship. And then they will release fireballs against the earth to destroy the planet Earth. And will not destroy anything except those things who do not have Allah's seal of righteousness on them. That's what they're talking about. This is what he's talking about the doomsday. And as we went through Revelation 21, we see, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth. Now this Allah would say, he would refer to paradise as hereafter. Meaning, here on earth, after the devil's 6,000 year period is up, and he has been taken off the planet, and Allah appears in his good time to show forth his power, that he is Allah, and has power over all things. When that time comes and the devil is removed, this is referred to as a hereafter. Muslims say hereafter the world ends. Allah would say, here on earth, after the devil is removed, will be the paradise. That's what he explains it. And it goes on. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. And see, Allah did speak about heaven, even though I didn't realize that, when he broke down who the original black man was, he said, Asiatic black man make our own creature planet, father of civilization and what? God of the universe. So he didn't know about a heaven, but he was talking about a kingdom, which is a ship, not no spook heaven, where people going to go sit not next to no white God, or no, that Christianity, that devil mentality, he called lies. That's how he was talking about reality. But he couldn't tell them about extraterrestrials. They already thought the messenger was crazy, because he was saying that we have Asiatic black man. We the original people. He was talking about extraterrestrials and UFOs and motherships and little ships coming out. Man, the white man was ripping off at the black people. If the white man writes about the crazy, what do they say? He must be crazy. The messenger was preparing them so when I come, I would be able to continue some explanations. Plus, he knew that the news media, by that time, would have to reveal certain truths that would make black people. Now when I mention extraterrestrial UFO, black people don't freak out because now y'all believe they exist. Why? Because the white man, there's not necessarily you, but a whole lot of people in there. So let's do that. This is number 21 of Revelation. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. for the first heaven and the first earth was what?
Passed away.
That is hereafter. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Hereafter. Whether all the duties in the world want to bear witness or not, the truth is true. Then he said, had passed away, and there was no more sea. Now check that. And then what did John say? And I, John, saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, which means city of peace. I'm going to talk about the meaning of Jerusalem and what it means, founder of peace. Remember that?
Yes.
Coming down from
God out of heaven.
out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for
Her husband.
You see that? He spoke about the mothership coming. It's going to be prepared for us, and we got to be like a husband, ready to wedlock into this city, ready to go to it and live with. Let's go on. What is that?
And I heard a great voice out of heaven say, Behold, the tabernacle
Tabernacle is temple. Hakai. Of God is with
man.
and
He will dwell with them.
that's why the Most High God said Allah will come in his own good time and show forth his power. He's all wise. Because it says he'll be in that temple with them. He'll go with them. You see that? Go ahead.
And they shall be his people.
And
God himself shall be with them and be their God.
Allah wasn't making nothing up. Everything he was telling them was right in the scriptures. They just couldn't relate to the scriptures. And he had to take them, what did he say? It's a baby stage. I had to take y'all gradually by the hand and walk y'all through. He couldn't unload all that too. If Allah would have unloaded all the things he knew, the white man would have spent his whole time trying to kill him. Because he thought Dr. Martin Luther King knew something and killed him. He thought Malcolm X knew something and killed him. He thought when Clarence 13X broke off from Allah Muhammad and started preaching in Harlem, they said, uh-oh, there was Allah. You know, they thought he was real. They killed the man. Just to prove that he's not Allah. That's how it works. But we read this whole book of Revelation 21, it'll tell us. And God shall wipe, when they say God, we know they're talking about Allah, shall wipe away all the tears from their eyes. What do you say? I give all I have, and what? The clock for all I have, because I've waited for 379 years for this day to come when the devil will be taken off the planet. When he said, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? The devil will move from the planet and say, I give all I have and all that which is my power to see this which I waited so long for. That is black, the tears and the suffering when the devil's time is up will be wiped away from your faces, wiped off your eyes. You cry no more, it says right here. And God shall wipe away the tears from your eyes, and there shall be no more death. Neither shall there be sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain. For the former things, this old world, the world of the devil, in its 6,000 years, what? Are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. That's what Allah is going to say. There'll be a new one without the devil. And he said unto me, Write, for these things are truth and faith.
Okay guys, so I wanted to just comment really quick on the last video, and basically he is saying the devil's time is up. It is up, and we are going to have our evolution no matter what. There is prophecies that are written in Revelations, and again I will just, they took their time to manipulate and fabricate a history, a prophecy of events that they want to show us. And Revelations reveals the truth that yes, there is going to be a mothership that comes back. It's big as a city, and there are going to be beings and entities that are going to be shown to us. And if you are a starseed, if you are a person that remembers through your dreams or your visions, you already know this stuff is true. You already know how advanced we were as a civilization in the past, whether you remember the Atlantean time, the Lemurian time, where we were very advanced as humans, as a species. And you would also know that our origins also come from these alien species that are going to make themselves more known, and they're basically going to show themselves once again. And yeah guys, I wanted you guys to hear that. I want you guys to know that this is written in stone. This is prophesied that this is going to happen. We know it. If you guys just check in with your heart space, and if you're listening to me and you're listening to the videos, you can feel if you think it's the truth or not. You take whatever you want as the truth. You take what is being told and heard as truth within yourself. Whatever you hear, take it as a grain of salt. Don't take everything in and think everything is true. Maybe what I'm saying, you don't want to hear everything you don't agree with, but there are certain events that are going to happen. It is going to come very soon. I'm making this video because I have a feeling that the aliens are going to reveal themselves very soon by the end of this year, December 2024. And the onslaught of January 2025 is just going to be a lot of back-to-back events and truths that are going to be revealed to us, what they've been doing to the children, what the evil factions of aliens, or the angels if you want to call them, because that's what they're described as in the Bible, the Nephilim, they are going to be also shown to us, what they have been doing, who has been in cahoots with who has been in cahoots with the government that wants nothing good for us. Again, they always want to take your fear, they always want to take your energy, and if you guys are noticing that you don't want to go to your job anymore, you don't want to do this or that, you're feeling a sense of tiredness, then you need to start doing some sort of actions and planning and take yourself out. If not, go within every single day and make sure that you are taking care of yourself, you're giving love to yourself, you're not being afraid, you're not being sucked into any weird narratives or lies that are shown on the news, and just turn it all off. Turn everything that is trying to subjugate you, is trying to take away your attention, and start to have an awareness, start to find the truth within your heart, find the truth within yourself, like, okay, I believe this is true, this is going to happen, I'm not going to be afraid of it, because we are multi-dimensional beings. We are not just a 3D being where we're just in our human self and we're supposed to be scared of different things outside of ourselves. That is not who we truly are, so stop being scared and start to prepare yourself mentally and on a soul level. Prepare your body, mind, and soul for these events, and continue your ascension, because you probably have some ascension symptoms. You probably have things that are going on in your world, in your environment, that are signaling to you like, yes, I need to get my shit together. I need to make sure that I'm doing this, because it has been written in Revelations, it has been shown to me on the TV that these things are going to happen. And I'm just gonna end the video here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this gives you something to ponder about, some truths for you to feel in your heart about, and I'm gonna say goodbye here. Thank you guys for being so lovely and giving me your good energies, and for you to also receive me. Please do your own research about this. I found some videos that I really resonate with. I wanted to share with you guys. I want you guys to kind of receive their energies and their truths. But you also need to do your own research. Maybe I didn't really talk about Project Bluebeam. Maybe you need to go out and look at the CIA files, or you need to go and look at more videos that go more in depth about it.